Hi, I'm Tammy Brown, and I'll be teaching one of the high school English classes next year. This one is with a focus in literature. This stories we'll be reading will be primarily written by British and American authors from the late 1600s to 1900. This class will have no literature textbook. The novels and the stories themselves will be our text. However, this year we will be adding in a grammar text to help students brush up on their grammar and usage skills, which should contribute to better writing. For the grammar text, I will be considering the second edition of Our Mother Tongue, um, and more information, of course, will be forthcoming. Um, but since literature is the heart of this class, let me share some of the titles that are under consideration this year. Um, this year, we will probably be doing an early um, novel like Pilgrim's Progress or The Holy War by John Bunyan. Um, we may be, we definitely will be reading a Jane Austen book, probably Pride and Prejudice, but maybe Sense and Sensibility. Um, we'll be reading some Gothic tales like Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, and others. We'll probably be reading a Dickens, maybe A Tale of Two Cities. We'll definitely finish with a comedic play, The Importance of Being Earnest. Of course, we're going to read some short stories and some poetry. Some of the short stories we'll read will be things like The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving and Rip Van Winkle, and maybe some Edgar Allan Poe. So I bet you're wondering, how much time will my student need to spend on English? Well, that will depend on your student. However, I would say the average amount of time a student should expect to spend is around 4 hours. That includes reading, considering, writing, and completing short grammar lessons. Some students will spend less, but my most invested students may spend a little more. I think you do get out of the class what you put in. So, what will the actual class period look like? Well, I do not lecture. I lead the class in discussion. Therefore, it is essential that your students keep up with their reading and responding in their journals, which they should bring to class each week. I will ask students to read with a pencil in hand so that they can mark any passages in their books and respond to the reading by making notes in the margin, by collecting and commenting on quotes that they find that are significant. In other words, I want them to read actively so that they are engaging with the text. When they do that, they are ready to contribute to our class discussion. The grammar portion of the class is still in development, but will likely be me answering questions that students might have from their homework. Students will be encouraged to implement their learned skills in their weekly narrations, thus practicing what they're learning, but they will be required to know and demonstrate the learned skills as we learn them in their essays. Speaking of essays, students can expect to write around 4 essays. Each essay will answer a specific prompt. It is expected to be no less than 500 words in length. Essays are assigned to help students grow in making claims, building their case, and supporting it with examples and quotations from the text. So what kind of prerequisites are there for this class? Well, students should be strong readers. They should like reading and enjoy sharing what they've read with others, both in writing and in discussion. They should have some grasp of grammar, but be willing to hone their skills. And students should be able to write a solid essay. They will be practicing more essays, but they should be able to write an essay before they enter this class. So what kind of students will thrive in this class? Well, students who are strong readers of excellent literature, or students who just love to read. Students who like to be challenged to think and to share about what they read will really dig this class. Students who will engage in class discussions, who have something to contribute because they prepared themselves. These students will thrive. And students who like to learn from others. A little bit about me. I've been married to Jim for 31 years, and Jim's a pastor at Crossway Community Church in Crestview. I have a very full life with 4 grown daughters and 2 sons-in-law and 5 grandchildren. I enjoy meeting with and serving the folks at Crossway, and I enjoy teaching at the Potter's House, which is a homeschool co-op of which my grandbabies are a part. But I find it a great privilege and joy to spend lots of time and energy preparing to teach my students at Logos. So if you have any other questions about the class, you can contact me. My contact information is on the course description, and I'm looking forward to next year.